What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to a special edition of the Smark Moment Smack Talk podcast, as brought to you by the Pick Your Poison tier on Patreon from Marco. Thank you, Marco, for sponsoring this. I am your host, as always, Tony Mango. Joining me, as always, are Callum Wiggins.
S tier, I got it back.
And Robert DeFelice.
Hey, Marco, you're the reason I have to deal with these guys even more.
That you get to deal with us. That's what it is.
Yeah, that is very true.
And all of you listening get to hear us do a lot of tier lists and some other discussion here, because what Marco has created for us is a series of tier lists that are predominantly finisher versus finisher. I, of course, have that up on the screen right now. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening elsewhere, then you don't have a screen. But there are more of the who did it better finisher maneuver discussions than any of the other ones. He has a couple other ones too, though, but we'll get into those afterward, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through these as he had created on tiermaker.com, and then another thing over on, I forget the name of it. It's like ooh woo foo foo woo 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 or something. Ooh woo foo foo. A site that I've never heard of before, but it seems kind of fun, and I might have to browse that a little bit more often. So that is the current game plan. Obviously, you can't necessarily join us with this as we're going along and doing these, but you can leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you are over on the YouTube side of it and you do that, keep in mind that not only can you be doing that and participating in that way, but you can also help us keep the lights on, and you can also let us know that you enjoy this. Click on the like button. It's totally free. Click the share button if you want to pass that around. Click the subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to the YouTube channel. Ring that little notification bell to make sure you have your email alert set up. And then if you want to take part in the Pick Your Poison option and you want to sponsor something in the future like this, or a completely different idea, maybe you want another fan announce table, maybe you want a certain mock draft or a discussion about a what if or wrestling's 2020. There are so many different options, or you can make something up brand new that we don't have on the feature spectrum. Then the Pick Your Poison tier is available for Patreon and the YouTube channel membership. Even just $1 a month is also something that will put some smiles on our faces. And the Darkcast tier is there as well, if you do not necessarily have the spare change for the Pick Your Poison. But if you do want to pick up some merchandise, that is another way to help us out. Go to tpublic or redbubble.com and check out the Smark Moment shops there, and the A Mango Tees one and the Fanboys Anonymous ones. So, as that's all been said, let me switch my thing over here. You should see on your screens on YouTube Marco's tier makers options here, these templates. So we got a bunch of them to go through. And I'm going to create some separate tabs of the first couple, just to make that a little bit easier. We're going to start off with who did it better, Superkick. Now, I will say, as far as the, what is presentation mode? Is that something that's, that looks a little nicer. I like that better. We're going to do that for these. I might have to debate back and forth about like who's in these pictures, because I don't think that they give you like the bigger option to see.
Adam Cole,
Young Bucks. I mean, some of these we can tell. Some of them I might just be like, wait, who's this one? Like I don't know who's
Adam Cole, Carmella, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens. Yeah, I can see who they are.
All right, so I would say, and we're going to do our usual tier list or any kind of debate thing. You know, the Mount Rushmores and stuff. 2 votes on one way and 1 vote another way. We go with the 2 votes. If it's unanimous, obviously we go in that direction. And if it's split down all 3 of us, we go for something kind of in the middle or debate back and forth. If we're going super kicks, I mean, Shawn Michaels has to be in the best.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's just it's a thing. Anybody that stands out for you for the trash? You guys set the tone for that?
I don't think there's anyone who's trash. But I'd probably put
one.
What?
I'm just looking at these ones that, like comparatively, is one more trash than the others? Maybe Carmella's.
Carmella's is in the bad tier for me. I'm not going to say any of these are flat out trash.
I could see that being, because we are going to have to, we can't just put everybody in the best.
Rusev is decent.
I like the jumping aspect of Rusev's kick. So like, but
I guess Miro, but fuck it. I
Yeah.
saw a recent picture.
I go more decent.
I think Usos are great.
I think Usos are great. I think that
I think Young Bucks might be best.
Young Bucks potential for best, but great. I would go potentially.
I mean, their whole gimmick is super kick party, so maybe they are best actually. Maybe they're the ones that are taking the mantle for the next
That's much
level
of a mantle.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I'd be willing to do that, and then
Ziggler. At one point, I would have said great. Now I'm gonna say decent.
I think I'd go decent too.
Same with Owens.
I think I'd actually go Adam Cole decent. I don't think I'd go higher.
Yeah, Adam Cole's the super kick is pretty good, but it's nothing special.
And then who's this one?
And it's someone who's super kicking.
Looks like. Oh, Buddy Murphy. Is it Buddy Murphy?
It's Buddy Murphy?
Oh.
Yep.
I don't know if
I can barely remember him doing.
It's Buddy Murphy.
Yeah. Now,
I
if you were asking
him
us to
doing
rank,
kick, so.
you can't be asking us to rank these very moments because you didn't have anything iconic outside of. I almost said "P.S. I love you." I'm sorry, I love you.
What? Where's P.S. I love you come in here?
Because I'm saying he can't be asking us to rank these specific.
That like kicks. Yeah, like the super kick to Ric Flair.
Because that's the only memorable moment.
Yeah, no, I think it's just in general. Who does the best in all?
Buddy Murphy, he's got a decent kick.
I don't even remember him doing them, to be honest. So,
does he get the default trash?
Well, no, because like,
maybe put him in bad just to be like, that I don't remember him even doing it.
Yeah.
Out of the decent ones, who's got the best super kick?
I think out of the ones that like a standard super kick, probably Ziggler. But I do like how Ziggler. Miro does like more of a jump.
There's one is the most unique out of all of them.
Out of Rusev is probably the most unique.
Actually, I think I might go Cole slightly above Ziggler.
I was thinking Ziggler, Cole are both solid super kicks. If I had my way, it would just be those two, Young Bucks, and then maybe Usos. No one else in wrestling would do them. Ever. Again, like.
And we don't need to have like a full bell curve going on, but I think that this is pretty solid, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Alrighty, that's one down. We're not trying to like speed run these.
What move do you want to go to next? You want to go to the frog splashes? I know that's a thing.
Well, the next one that we have on the lineup of just the way that it was who did a better dive. Let's go to presentation mode.
There is a generic picture of Tozawa.
Yeah. Was it hard to find a diving picture of Tozawa? Maybe because they don't tend to have a lot of pictures of like main event or anything.
I mean, can we just settle this that like Darby Allin has the greatest like dive through the ropes of anybody in wrestling history?
Pretty much, yeah.
He throws himself at the end.
Is Darby on here?
He's on he's the fourth one.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So he gets in best. We gotta go trash for Top Doll.
Oh, of course, yeah, he's the worst in everything.
And
I'm glad you put him on there.
But given the specific picture, Brie Bella. That is Brie Bella, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's her hitting.
Yeah,
it's her hitting the ropes.
Yeah, poor thing.
I think I'd
Danny
go.
Zane's got a great dive.
Oh, it's the one through the. If we're talking about the. Oh, is it just the? It's
the Superman. It's the tope.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Where is Sammy on here?
He's number 3.
That's Sammy?
Yeah.
That's Sammy on somebody in NXT, isn't it?
Isn't that Finn?
Listen, Tony, the pictures are small. If you think it's Finn, let me know.
Yeah, that's Finn.
It's Finn. Okay, it is Finn. Same thing. I'd still say he's got a great dive.
I'd go. Yeah, I'd go great for Finn.
I'd say Samoa Joe has a great dive.
I like Joe's.
Yeah, because it's just like
I think Undertaker
the guy that size has no right doing that one.
Undertaker has to go at best. Nobody that size was doing dives, and he was
I'd vote for
them.
that too. I don't think
Rollins
I'd
has
go.
a decent one.
I don't think
Ambrose
I'd go
has a
high
decent one.
for Sasha. Is that Sasha?
Yeah, Sasha. Yeah.
Because
That's
there's been
fair.
a lot of times where Sasha looked like she just barely got saved from. Sorry about the ambulance, everybody. Or it's a fire truck. There's been a lot of times where Sasha like just barely missed out on an injury. I'd actually go bad for Sasha.
Yeah, I'd
wouldn't
probably
go
go
above
that
decent.
as well.
Yeah, I typically don't say anything Sasha does is bad.
I'd say like the Ambrose, Rollins, and Danielson ones are all just pretty decent. They're just they're standard topes.
I'd make an argument that maybe Brian could go under great.
I don't think it's any different than anybody else's.
I'd go decent.
All right, I'm not gonna put up too much of an argument for that. And
I
I
mean,
honestly,
putting Roman's in decent as well.
wasn't that what you were talking about?
No, I was saying Brian, Ambrose, and Rollins.
What were you thinking
Roman's
about for
one?
Roman?
He dives over he dives
Roman's
over the
great.
top rope onto people. I think he's better than that. He's like just a slightly worse version of the Undertaker's one.
Yeah, that's a good point. I honestly don't remember Tozawa's, but that's not to say that it's bad. He doesn't wrestle as much.
I hardly remember that Sauer still wrestles anymore.
Yeah, so I'd be willing to just put him in decent, just to give him the benefit of the doubt. What about you guys?
I mean, I don't remember it, so I can't judge either way.
I like his senton. I don't know about his, actual suicide dive.
Somewhere in that range. We'd have to probably find a picture or a video of it or something.
I doubt it's bad.
Yeah, it's probably just a regular tope, more than on par with those. All right, that's the dives. Definitely Darby Allin though, and Undertaker standing out above the rest, and then coming crashing down. Who did it better? Spear and more. Let's go to presentation mode. Oh, I forgot I'm all zoomed in here. That's okay. Still looks okay on the thing. Yeah. Spears are something that we've done a finisher versus finisher before. I think we did that for the Superkick as well. We did power bombs. I think Powerbomb is on this list that Marco's made. Who's got the best spear out there?
I'd say that
Goldberg probably.
Yeah.
Obviously not that
Giant.
Goldberg. Not that Goldberg.
It looks like he's gonna fucking kill you.
I mean, this Goldberg's not for almost anything, but
I would argue that the Gore is very, very high up there as well.
I personally have never been a big fan of the Gore.
I think he hits people like a ton of bricks. Like goes straight into it feels more impactful than a lot of spears. I'll just put it out there for this one. I think Batista has a bad spear.
I think he's fine.
No,
I put him bad.
Because he goes in with the like, he doesn't go in with like in the same way Edge does, where it's like wrapping the arms around. He goes in a bit with like just the shoulder into the gut. Because it's always been a bit odd, off-putting the way that he does it.
So you guys 2 votes for bad on Batista?
Yeah, I'd put him in bad. Because he didn't need it either.
Bad Batista?
Oh, Lashley's is trash. I do not subscribe to the flip over.
I was gonna say there's too much of the flip.
2 votes for bad?
Trash.
Trash. I think that Roman is one of the better ones.
I put him in great.
Yeah, great could be for him.
Where were you standing on the Gore, Rob? Because I'm not high on it.
It's a great spear.
So a vote for great, a vote for decent, and what's your vote, Callum?
I'd say it's either great or best. So if you're leaning more towards great, then no.
2 votes, kind of balancing out to great. I think that Christian is in that, just like it's just a
Christian's
spear.
Decent, but Edge Edge is hard because I like Edge. But I like the spear. But Edge is
I've
also
never thought that Edge should have the
it was
spear.
never a great finisher.
Edge and Christian are both decent. Like, they're fine. They're good enough spears. The only difference with Edge's spear is that he flipped his hair back before doing it.
And the only thing I don't like about Christian is that Christian only does it because Edge did it. You know? It became one of those, like, well, he retired, so I'll do it for him.
Yeah, but just like everything, he does it better than Edge.
There's an argument to be made there. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I think Breaker is probably the only one I could see going next to Goldberg.
Breaker's got a really good one.
Breaker, it feels like he's actually gonna break you.
I think I'd put him in great.
Right. Yeah, I think it's too early for him to say best, but maybe great. Yeah. So
you want to talk about Biggie nearly spiking himself every time he did that?
That's too dangerous. I don't want to say it's great because it's just too dangerous.
It is great, but I never want to see anybody do it ever again.
Maybe decent? Or do you think great?
I mean, it's a fun sport. But yeah, I just don't want a lot of people doing it because they will hurt themselves. Like, imagine, like, obviously we know about the Ridge Holland thing, but how much of that was accumulative damage done to his neck through things like that?
True. So we got Ricky Starks, Charlotte Flair, and who's the other woman?
That's Caitlyn, I imagine.
Oh yeah, kind of looks like
Caitlyn. Bad.
I don't even remember Caitlyn's spear, but I can't imagine that it's great.
How do you feel about Charlotte?
Isn't great. Charlotte isn't great.
I'd put Charlotte in bad too.
I almost want to say.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I almost want to put it on par with Lashley. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think she's another one. She doesn't need to do it. Like, you have all these other moves. Why are you doing a spear?
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's doing a spear. Fucking Nia Jax. Nia Jax is huge. Like, she can actually, like, you know.
See, I could see Raquel doing a spear.
Raquel
would be like,
do a spear.
You know, yeah, she's
big girl. Should
tall
do
and.
How do you spear someone with your back?
Maybe she can figure out a way to do it like in reverse. Like she's like facing upward instead of facing the mat.
You know how Bray Wyatt did the side swipe? She has to do like a back version of that.
Or she could do she spins, and that way it's like hit him with the back. Starks is fun.
I'm a big fan of Ricky Starks' spear. I think he makes it very theatrical.
Yeah.
Because it's like he's leaping in the air while doing it. He catches them big. He stretches his arms out wide while doing it. It's one of my favorite ones, actually.
I'd potentially put him in great.
I'd say it's great.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Goldberg does pretty much stand out, though.
Goldberg, it felt like, here's this ex-football player gonna fucking just brutalize you.
Yeah, he barreled through people, and there were a lot of times when they didn't sell in the right way, so he just legitimately like cut them in half. Not legitimately in that way, figuratively cut them in half.
Honestly, he could have. If you think about that Undertaker match, he probably could have gotten a couple near falls off the spear instead of trying to pick him up for the jackhammer. His spear's good.
Yeah, but he had to go for the jackhammer. It's just unfortunate that he had to go for the jackhammer. Man, what a disappointment that match was. It's like, I used to love Goldberg back in the day in WCW, and Undertaker, of course, pretty much my favorite of all time. And it's like, those two, these juggernauts, like, you can't get much bigger of like a potential WrestleMania type thing or whatever. Then we got one of the worst fucking matches. Let's see. Let's switch over. What's this one? This is Powerbomb. It's another good one to go into. We got a couple different variations of power bombs. You know, Blue Thunder Bomb. We got the Razor's Edge.
I don't think that there's ever going to be another one where we can all agree Kevin Nash is best here. The fucking jackknife is an awesome power.
I love that the jackknife gives no fucks about where you land.
But that's part of the reason. Like, it's similar to the Big E thing. Like, I don't want to encourage that too much because it's so dangerous to someone. You are just dropping them from a height. Like, you don't like you say, you don't care where they land or how they land or anything like that.
Here's a quick. I'm not going to run through all these immediately, but here's a quick assessment of just looking at this list. I think we're going to be very high on almost all of them, and I think that we've got multiple that can go in best.
I'm gonna say something only I would say. Sid should be on here. It's one of the only positive times
Sid
we
not
talk
on
about Sid.
Yes, it's not on here. Marco,
Sid's got a great powerbomb.
he does have a really good powerbomb. I would put Sid in the great range.
Who is powerbombing Sting in this picture? Oh, is that the Rollins bomb? Oh, you're gonna see that picture.
I would say. So looking at this, and trying to just set the tone for something, I think the Last Ride is one of the best.
I think Last Ride is great. I wouldn't put it in best. What about you, Colin?
I'd lean more. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that Wardlow has great power bombs.
Yes. But all he has.
I don't think I'd go best, but he's got great. I do think one of the ones that should go under best, which maybe it is kind of a little bit of bias. I fucking love the pop-up power bomb.
It's not that's the apron bomb. But if we wanted to just talk about Kevin Owens power bombs in general,
yeah,
I would say great more than.
I mean, he doesn't do the power bomb that much anymore, does he?
Yeah,
he used to the other day though.
I thought that was better for him than the stunner. I don't love the stunner thing, but because it just feels like too much of a callback, you know.
You guys leaning more towards
but
great?
I put him in great.
Yeah, I'd take great. Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the Razor's Edge.
Razor's Edge is one of the best finishers of all time.
I would go potentially best.
What do you think, Cal?
I think it's definitely it's very good. Yeah, I'd say it could be best. I think that there's actually an argument that Sheamus does a better.
I was just gonna say Damian Priest and Sheamus are two other people that do that move, and they do it very, very well.
The Blue Thunder Bomb, I think I don't think we're going anything under great for these.
Because I just love the Blue Thunder Bomb. I think
it's
that
fun.
Blue Thunder Bomb's a great.
It's such a fun move, and I think that obviously Sami Zayn does a great version of it. I think Takesh does a great version of the Blue Thunder Bomb as well.
So here's where let's get into the conversation about what Callum said about Kevin Nash's powerbomb, and I want to lump that in with we have the Vader powerbomb and we have the Seth Rollins buckle bomb. Vader, they've all broken people's necks with that move.
Who did Vader break?
Some job guy in WWE TV, but it's really graphic. They've all hurt people with it, but I think Rollins, I'd say great for the buckle bomb.
I wouldn't go that far.
Nash and the Vader bombs.
Yeah, I'd say the buckle bomb is a decent move. It's fine.
Okay, I'm good with that.
I'd even potentially argue if we needed to put one in bad, I would put the buckle bomb, but I'd go decent. The Vader one, I don't remember enough to really go higher than decent. To me, it seems like it's just sort of a power bomb.
It's not the move that I associate with Vader.
Right. The Vader bomb itself off the ropes is his move. Right?
Oh, the moonsault is the one that I associate with Vader.
The moonsault
as well too.
Bomb.
Yeah.
He's got some great finishers though.
Vader was. I mean, we talked about it before.
I put him in great. I put him in great. It's a great power bomb.
I'd go decent.
I'd say more decent, just because it's not. I don't think it's like the most memorable thing in his arsenal.
All right, so now we got the Batista bomb, the jackknife,
and the shield. Power bomb.
I think there's an argument that they could all be in best.
I wouldn't best the Batista bomb, and
for example,
I don't think I'd best the shield either.
Well, the shield power bomb, when you break it down, is it's just Roman. They're just putting him on Roman's arms, and he's powerbombing them. But the pops it would get, and oh my god, they're clearing the table. That move was an experience. The Batista bomb's a great move.
I don't like the sit out part of it.
See, to me, that added to the explosion. I think Albert said as he got older.
I think the sit out is more impactful than
it adds to the explosiveness of the bomb
because you're going down with it. So like you're basically pulling with your own weight and dropping yourself down at the same time as doing it. So it's actually probably more impactful than just standing up and watching someone fall.
So is that 2 votes for best?
I think it's the best. It's definitely the best.
It's the best sit out power bomb. For sure.
And then we got 2 votes for best for the jackknife.
I want to put Nash back. I'm sorry, you're 7 feet tall and you're just dropping a dude. Like it's so it works for Nash.
I'm gonna put the shield running great probably. Like as Rob says, it's experience, but as an actual move, it's not.
Power bombs are so fucking cool.
The most impressive, but like it is like a cool move and something that everyone associates with them. So
it's a staple finisher. Cool. Like that's one of the absolute best finishers of all time is a power bomb. Who would we, if we had to try to figure out somebody that has a trash one?
Oh, who's has a bad power bomb?
Bad power bomb.
This isn't technically a power bomb, but what about big shows like Alley Oop thing, where he would have them over the shoulders for the power bomb thing, and then throw them over their shoulders instead?
Yeah, I was never the biggest fan of that.
No, but then I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that has had them. I mean, there's clearly someone who's used the power bomb like
power bomb. That's because Michaels was being a dick.
Clearly, there is someone who's used the power bomb like once and really badly hurt someone doing it.
Right.
Oh, fucking D'Lo Brown.
Huh. What was the move that Nia did to Kyrie into the turnbuckle? Was that
was a choke bomb into the corner.
Oh, choke bomb. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
I
mean, yeah. Well, you just put any move and associate with Nia Jax is probably one of the worst ones to do it.
That's true. As we were going along here, we're doing this, by the way, everybody, if anybody has any suggestions, obviously you could tell us like, oh man, I think that the Wardlow one should be best or whatever it might be. But also if you're like, oh, a really good option for trash would be such and such or, whatever. Let's see what this one is. The splash. Variety of different splashes here. Frog splashes and, traditional splashes and all. Montez Ford's best.
Oh, he has one of the most awesome splashes.
I don't know how the fuck that guy gets up as high as he does.
I'd say Logan Paul has one of the best splashes of all time as well.
I would put him in great.
I'm not putting him in best yet.
So
best for RVD.
Oh yeah,
you gotta go best for RVD.
Yeah. I mean, let's look at some of the other ones. So what we got here, we got the AJ Styles 450 splash from the springboard 450.
We got Christian's regular. No, he's not doing a 450 type of splash.
Frog splash. We got Dominic Mysterio's frog splash.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero, Kevin Owens, Rey Mysterio. Who is that? Was that Rollins?
Yeah, I think that's Rollins. Yeah, that's Seth Rollins.
Sasha Banks.
And then it's the Tanahashi.
I don't know Tanahashi's.
His is the high fly flow, so it typically is it's a frog splash, usually first to a standing opponent, and then he does a regular frog splash to the opponent as well. I mean, I think that Tanahashi's one is probably overall decent, but like it means more because it's him doing it, obviously in Japan. But just as an actual move, it's just decent, I'd say.
What about you, Rob?
That.
Yeah, 2 votes for decent, and then I have no idea.
Christian's bad. I'm sorry. I like Christian. Christian does a lot of things very well. Frog splash ain't one of them. I never bought into that vibe.
I kind of buy into that too.
I'd say Dominic doesn't have a good frog splash either.
Is he the one we put in trash?
I think I'd go bad more than trash.
I don't know if it's that. I don't know if I'd put any one of these ones in trash realistically.
Sasha's isn't great. I'll say that. I will say Sasha. I get why she does it, but it's not one of.
It's not one of my favorites. I'd kind of put it in decent at most.
Yeah, I think I could buy into decent probably.
Okay. Eddie Guerrero is great. I can't put it in best because RVD exists.
Yeah, I think I'd go great. He does it very, very well, but when you compare it to Montez Ford and RVD, it's hard to.
Owens is great.
Yeah, I think Owens does pretty well for this. Obviously, a guy of his size doing that move.
I'd say Owens is great. Rollins is great. I'm putting Ray right now.
I'd say Mysterio's is either decent,
right next to his son.
It's either decent or bad.
I think I'd go decent for Ray.
I think that the thing that I had the problem with Mysterio is the fact that he's so small it doesn't feel like it impacts the person landing on him landing on them.
When he was younger and he could do
Rollins'
some more
technique's
fun
great.
things like that, then that was something that felt more special. But he
Yeah,
got to a
but when he
point
was
where
younger,
his splash was just sort of like he didn't even really jump all that high. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. His initial splash was him just jumping up to the top rope and then falling down from there onto somebody.
Yeah, it became like, I'm just going to drop on you.
And then he started doing the frog splash a little while later afterwards. But Rollins has a decent frog splash. I don't think it's anything special, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad, but I can't go higher than decent. But I would go great for AJ, if not best.
Yeah, I think the 450
The 450 is what makes it
awesome.
special.
Yeah.
If we were going to throw other people on here like Hoovy, by the way, AJ's great, at least.
Oh,
If
I know who's got the
not
worst.
best.
I know the trash splash that he put on here is Tyrus.
Ugh.
I
Remember that
haven't
clip?
seen it.
That clip that just keeps going. Well, it's a clip that just keeps going around Twitter every now and again when he's brought up of the a splash where he's literally the guy is like probably 2 or 3 feet in front of him, and he is meant to miss the splash, so he lands on his feet and then does a forward roll.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Ricochet's not on here. And Ricochet, anything high flying is pretty much best. Like that guy fucks around like crazy.
He doesn't really do a splash move realistically. He does obviously he does I guess he does like a 450 splash and you can call it that. But he actually really his move is the 630, which is more senton.
He adds all these extra. He does like a 1320 and whatever. It's just like, how's this guy spinning around as much as he is? He's a fucking human top. Are we going great for AJ or are we going best?
Oh, great!
Going
Just
great.
great.
I'm going best.
I don't think it's best really. He's not because it's the reason why I say it isn't best is because he's never used it as a finisher. Realistically, outside of I think like for a short period in TNA, he used it as a finisher.
It's if great is A, then it's A plus. Go in that direction. Let's see. Let's open up a couple more tabs here, just to make that a little bit easier. Let's go over to the DDT.
Somebody already put something in trash.
Oh, something is already in trash. Well, who is this?
Gangrel?
So
Gangrel?
Yes, Gangrel's in Paler DDT.
Why is this already in trash?
I'm going to put that in great. You're trash. Whoever did that. Unless it's you, Mark. How could you give us money? So you're not trash.
I don't remember his DDT in the slightest bit, to be honest.
It's literally the one that Edge took. It's the one Edge does.
You're just lifting up in the air and driving.
It's like the
down
Bobby
a little
Roode
bit.
one that you see right here.
So just decent.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'd go decent probably for about half of these, depending on certain people. But like, I'd go higher for. There's a couple I definitely would go higher for. Like, Randy Orton's I think is fucking great.
Yeah, that draping DDT, man, so good.
I'd say it's great. I don't think it's best by any stretch.
I'd potentially bump it up depending on the other ones that we see.
I mean, I'd say one that's great is the Death Rider.
Yeah, I think that might even go in best.
I think Scorpion Death Drop is one of the higher ups. I don't really know if I'd go best, but I'd go great at least.
Okay, so if we're gonna just be honest with ourselves, Jake the Snake is the best, right?
Honestly, when I look at everybody else that does the DDT over the years, I'm underwhelmed.
Well, of course you're underwhelmed because it was like 1988. He didn't have to fucking lift him or spin him or do anything with it. It was just amazing that he got into it from any position.
I think I would argue that Jake Roberts is the best.
Because he named the damn thing.
Yeah, again, maybe it's just like
Who
just
was the one
Moff
DDT
being the first
fan in
one,
this photo?
but you know.
I think it's Edge.
Is that Edge? Probably say
because it's like it's kind of impossible to see. I don't know if maybe opening this up in a new tab. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we could do that if we're
Edge is on the same level. Would be on the same level as like the Gangrel one. It's like fine. Same thing with Bobby Roode's one because he just does the same thing as well.
Yeah. Okay.
But
is that Ziggler on the far
he did
right
the
as
multiple ones.
Yeah, it's Ziggler. Ziggler has a pretty good one.
Ziggler had a really good DDT. Like, this is one of those ones where if you asked when he was hot and he was doing it really special, where he would, jump up like no one else is doing, it would be a great DDT. But as time has elapsed, is it just decent?
I think I'd go great.
What about you, Cal?
I don't remember it, so I can't think I can't imagine it's great if I have no memory of it.
I remember him like shouting and kind of having a lot more energy to it.
He started doing that when he was really in, like, he was feeling himself.
It's like the Mickey James DDT then, right? Because Mickey James is like, she jumps up, holds in place for a while, and then comes down. So
I think Mickey's great.
I would put them both in great.
Andrade's decent.
It's a unique one.
I think I'd go decent for Andrade.
It's a hammerlock DDT, so it's got a bit more to it. But yeah, you can maybe just put it in decent.
Who is the woman doing the DDT there? It is a woman, right?
No, that's Sami Zayn doing the tornado DDT.
No, not that one. The one that's in the Thunderdome.
That's Drew McIntyre doing.
Drew McIntyre
looks like a woman
with Kobe, I think.
He's a beautiful woman if he is.
That's I think it's
Kofi.
Literally
says
it's Kofi.
Drew. Okay, I can see that now. What do we think of the Future Shock? I think it's decent. I wouldn't put it higher. I
like the Claymore. Well, the Claymore is it's the Future Shock, yeah. But I think that I like the drop down motion of it because, like, as I say, it's like just going down with them. I think that works.
Would you go great or would you go decent?
I like it better than the Impaler ones. So I'd probably go great.
I think we could say great.
And then Sammy's Tornado one.
Sammy's one is at least great.
I'd go potentially great. I would be willing to bump up Orton to best.
Out of those ones, my favorite is the Death Rider. I think the Death Rider is the best.
I would put Death Rider in best. He's kind of reclaimed the DDT as a finish.
2 votes that I wouldn't go in there, but 2 votes to 1.
You can put Orton in there if you want to.
I mean, yeah, Orton also
essentially that because the way he does something a little bit different.
Yeah, but no DDTs are really bad. That was a great move.
DDT is one of those moves, though, that you could almost put anybody on this list because everybody does the DDT these days. And, you got Bliss. Try to make sure I didn't set my echo off. Has a DDT as her finisher. People like John Cena do the DDTs. It's a standard move. Like a back body drop. Vertical suplex. I don't think that the next thing is who does the vertical suplex better, but Davey Boy would be the answer for that. This one is a Chokeslam. So we got Big Show, we got Hurricane Helms, Baron Corbin, Kane.
Put Corbin in trash. I don't even remember him doing a Chokeslam.
I mean, Undertaker's best.
Or is he the one that does it with the knee? Does he do the Chokeslam backbreaker?
Corbin?
Anyone? No?
I think he just does a regular one.
Okay, then yeah, I'm not. I couldn't go higher than decent.
I don't know. So
I'd go best for Kane.
I'd go best for Kane.
I think Big Show's one is best as well.
Yeah, I'd go best for Big Show.
Big Show's got a good one.
Especially when he was younger, when he could drop to his knee and do it as well.
Decent for Strowman. It's not anything special.
Yeah, decent for Strowman. Decent for Kali, because you're dropping them from that height. Has to count for something. And
that Hurricane Helms.
It was fun.
Yes, but was it good enough fun to put it in like decent or great, or do we go with?
I'd say it's decent.
All right, I'm gonna go decent.
You typically do it smaller guys.
All right, we kind of breezed through that, but what are some of your favorite Chokeslams? Like, did any one stand out to you?
I love when Undertaker has somebody that's small enough that he can one-hand them.
Yeah.
And he slams them down with like force and you see them bounce. I can't think of any off the top of my head of exactly the who, because it's not necessarily just super tiny people like a Rey Mysterio. Like, he's done that to people that are like, say, like a Seth Rollins.
Well, like if you look in the picture here, Kane is doing that to Troy.
Yeah. I love the one-handed chokeslam. Sid's not on this one either.
He'd probably go into a decent. He would drop to his knee.
I hate to crap on her, but I would say Tegan Knox would be on bad.
Tegan Knox to the chokeslam.
Mhm.
That's right.
Yeah,
She's
'cause
the thing where
Kane's
she's
super into
like
Kane.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen her really do like a good one.
Like the top 3 are all the people that I associate with the chokeslam.
Yeah.
Pretty
If
much.
I had my way, nobody else in wrestling would do chokeslam.
I do like
I mean-
choke bombs a lot when people could do certain things. Like we've seen a good couple.
Albert had a really good choke bomb.
Yeah, he had a really good one. That's the first one that I think of with that. Chokeslam's another one of those moves. It's just like it's simple, it's effective, it looks cool.
You get it. Like the guy grabs you by your throat and
Picks you up and slams you down on your back.
Great.
So you're getting choked and you're getting slammed. It's a choke slam, and it's like shit. That makes perfect sense. It makes a lot more sense than it's like, oh, he just clotheslined him. Like, clothesline? Where are you fucking getting laundry in the mix here? Chokeslam's definitely one of my favorite finishers. I wonder if Stunner is on this list. I don't know. I didn't double check about that.
I hope not.
Actually, we are out of the finishers one unless we do this. Do you want to keep with the finishers, or do you want to switch over to the eras?
Let's. What do you think, Callum? We have been on a roll with finishers.
I'm kind of done with finishers in general. Like, there's a reason why we don't do this. We don't do finisher versus finisher anymore.
Well, let's breeze through this then. Not breeze through in the sense of, we're not going to still have the discussions, but then we can move on to the eras. I like how this is a visual thing like this. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
Definitely something to keep in mind and for future debates
what's
and
a
stuff.
cooler move? Probably the backstabber.
Let's see, Midnight Hour versus Backstabber. I like Backstabber more. Yeah.
Because the Midnight Hour is just Big E's finisher.
Big E's finisher and Woods kind of jumps
Maybe
near
doing an
somebody.
EDT, that's a move?
Like he doesn't realistically like hit too much of a move. He's mostly just falling down with the person. 3 votes for Backstabber or just 2?
I'm not really. I don't think either of them are particularly good. So
If you had, I guess
I'd probably. I don't mind going with the backstabber, but
Oh, we got another
KOD.
Powerbomb here. With I forgot about Apollo's Powerbomb. KOD and Powerbomb.
Thunderbomb, but he didn't do it as good.
The Powerbomb that Apollo does is really impressive, but I do like KOD better.
It's the KOD.
I like the fact that they picked like I know it's markup. It's like they've picked like one of the worst versions of the KOD to do it. It's like because that's Billy
That was
Kay,
Billy
right?
Kay, right? Yeah.
Who doesn't sell it at all properly.
She falls to her knees and kind of acts like she's been shot.
It is weird to look at things like this and go, these are both main event clips, but look at the difference of this one being filmed during the lockdown.
Look at that one. He's doing that to Cody.
Oh, that's Stardust. Oh shit, I didn't even realize that.
That's how long Apollo's been there, by the way. Like,
So 3 votes for KOD. Figure 4 leg lock and the unprettier figure 4.
figure 4. It's the Imperior. I love Christian. One of the silliest moves.
I mean, you can't go wrong with figure 4. The 3D and the stunner. As good as the 3D is, it's the stunner.
Yeah, it has to be. The stunner is one of the most iconic finishers of all time.
So. I mean, we're
probably. This is arguably like a semifinal matchup here.
We're probably just going to go with stunner as the best finisher too, as well. So it's hard not to vote for that.
We'll see.
Walls Jericho against the final prayer. I don't know why this GIF isn't loading.
It's carrying cross, so we're going to go with Jericho.
Yeah, Walls Jericho.
I mean, Jericho's just a boss. I mean, that's technically a lion tamer.
Yeah,
that looks like a lion tamer to me. I'm going with that.
Yeah, lion tamer's cooler. Edge's spear versus pay dirt. As much as I was just saying, I'm not the biggest fan of Edge's spear. Pay dirt is not one of my favorite finishers. It's fine, but it's
just it's a jumping STO.
Yeah.
Not STO. It's jumping a reverse STO. So
yeah, we've gotten more out of the spear.
Yeah.
The glorious DDT against the neutralizer.
Neutralizer is better than an impaler.
Especially as he's doing it to Ali.
Mm-hmm. It's not a move that I really, really love. I think it doesn't look like it's as impactful as a lot of other finishers, but when he picks up a guy like Great Khali like that, you're like, God damn, man. How he has that strength. Camel clutch against Muscle Buster. Muscle Buster, I'm going.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, obviously if maybe it was the Accolade, I think I'd go maybe more to that. But the Muscle Buster is a really cool move.
As far as submissions go, Camel Clutch is up there. That
Camel
looks like
Clutch
that
seems
hurts.
like one of the most legit holds.
Yeah, because it looks
Break the
like
back
it's
and make a
hard for
combo.
you to get out of it, and you're getting your arms hurt, your neck's hurt, your back is hurt.
More than anything.
So it's like that. Yeah, you tap out for that fucking thing. But the Muscle Buster just looks like, okay, your body's shattered. You know?
Yeah, like you're an accordion, and Joe is just have it his way.
The Bionic Elbow against the Dirty Deeds.
Oh god, they're both bad. Like, the Dirty Deeds is not that's like the worst version of the Future Shock. And then yeah, I mean the Bionic Elbow it's iconic, but it's
just an elbow though. I don't know if
you know what though, I would vote for the Bionic Elbow.
Yeah, we might as well. And then none of them are hopefully progressing past this round, so
because it's bionic.
Fair enough.
It's not a common move. Batista Spear against the Canadian Destroyer from Bad Bunny.
I mean, Bad Bunny aside, it's the Canadian Destroyer. Hold on, look at that spear. Can we talk about that spear for a second? He's just literally like, give me a hug and fall.
Yeah, they're friends, right?
I'd go Canadian Destroyer probably.
Yeah. Canadian Destroyers are more visually impressive move. Roman Spear against the Zigzag with the Claymore. Roman Spear.
I think the Zigzag Claymore is a great finish for a tag team. But yeah, it's Roman Spear.
Yeah.
Clash of the Titus. I forgot that he called the move that. And it's a sharpshooter.
I mean, moving on.
It's the low down against the sharpshooter, pretty much.
Although it is pretty impressive seeing Titus do that. There's not much that was impressive.
So when
that
it's
he
a
did.
character's hour, I think most people could do that to a character's hour.
Yeah, sharpshooter though is easily one of my favorites. Gunther's Powerbomb. We didn't have Gunther on the Powerbomb list, did
Gunther. Oh my god. A tier.
And the Silencer. The Silencer's fun.
I don't even know that's a thing. So Gunther's Powerbomb.
I think that's a cool move, Angelo Dawkins.
No, it is really cool, but I wouldn't have known it was cool,
better. So. Like I like the fact that like you can see him just force them down.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't let them drop, he forces them down. So yeah, I go with Gunther's power.
He looks like he slams them with like emphasis, like fuck you, you know. Gunther's so good. The BFT and the Cobra. This might sound crazy. I'm gonna vote the Cobra.
He picked the best version of the Cobra to show.
I'm gonna go with the Cobra.
The Cobra's more iconic than
the
this.
BFT doesn't look like it makes sense to me. Like, why are they falling in that fashion?
I mean, you're just dropping the head down to the mat like that.
It's a variant of a DDT. That's the Cobra. For fun. Oh my god.
Fucking JTG. Samoan Spike's really good. I like it better than the Zigzag.
I've never liked the as much as I love Ziggler. I've never liked the Zigzag. It's the Samoan Spike.
I've never been a huge fan of the Spike, if I'm honest. I'm not a fan of either of these two, realistically. But it's just like it's mainly because of the sell. Like Sheamus selling it like he's dead. He should be selling it like his throat is compacted.
True. So like he's struggling to breathe.
Yeah, exactly. Like actually, to be fair, the person I've seen that's actually sold Solo's Spike the best is Elias, because he actually acted like he couldn't breathe anymore. Whereas you should never sell it like
like you're knocked out.
You took a Kali chop, yeah.
But is that 3 votes for the Spike or 2 votes for the Spike?
Oh yeah, I'd go that over Zigzag, but yeah, I wouldn't want it to advance too much further forward.
Styles Clash and the Disarmer. Styles Clash.
Yeah.
Disarm Her is a great name.
Yeah.
Styles Clash.
Anybody could do the armbar.
Dominic's
619 and the natural selection.
Like both of these are terrible, but it's just like the natural selection is one of the worst like actual moves that wins matches.
But Dom 619 ain't great.
No, they're both bad, but like natural selection is just like that move should not be hurting someone.
I'm gonna go natural selection. That's my vote. What about you guys?
Dom 619, because at the very least it's a 619.
I'm hoping Ray's on here so that the 619 does get on here, but I'm gonna go natural selection.
I mean, there's no way natural selection's beating out Stunner, for instance.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Umaga Spike against the Batista Bomb.
See, the issue is the fact that Umaga Spike is better than Solo Spike.
Right.
But Batista Bomb is better than both those moves anyway, so...
Yeah, the seeding comes out. If we had Umaga Spike against Solo Sokoa Spike, we'd go Umaga Spike. But if we had either of them against Batista Bomb, I'm going to go Batista Bomb.
Yep.
The spilt milk and the pedigree. It's the pedigree.
Pedigree.
Yeah.
Breaker Spear and the STFU.
Breaker
John Cena
Spear.
has John Cena has one of the worst STFs in history.
Look at that spear.
Mm.
We're talking about how good
he's the one.
How good Breaker Spear is. The brain chop and the shooting star.
There's the collie chop.
Shooting star press, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the most impressive moves that's out there. I don't know how that people do that shit. The haluva kick and the pop-up power bomb.
I like both of these.
That's tough.
Haluva kick.
It is difficult. Like the Powerbomb is very impressive to do that.
I think
I kind
go
of just
haluva.
feel better about the haluva kick. Yeah.
Yeah. Clothesline from hell and the Phantom Driver.
Clothesline from hell. As much as I hate JBL, that's one of the most wicked clothesline in history.
In a line of clotheslines, he's the best. It's him.
It's him and Stan Hansen. It's him and Stan Hansen. They're in a league of their own.
See, I never liked the clothesline from hell.
Why?
Because it's just a clothesline and people just fall down differently. I don't know.
You have to like accept in a world where the lariat, especially in certain parts of the world, especially Japan, is seen as one of the most deadliest finishers of all time. So, and in that like world, he has the best clothesline of all time.
Yeah,
I love the Phantom Driver. Boo. But that's 2 votes for clothesline from hell. A-Town Down is one of the more complicated things. End of Days is fucking great.
It's a great move, yeah.
I still think that McIntyre shouldn't have kicked out of no. The ankle lock from Angle and the I'm gonna go Mandible Claw.
As I look at these gifts, I'd go Mandible Claw, but Angle does have one of the best ankle locks.
Angle's ankle lock is the best in the world. I couldn't like say it'd be a better shot of the ankle lock if he was doing the grapevine.
Yeah, but Mandible Claw is
so. Even though I do think Mandible Claw is great.
You changed your mind.
Yeah, because I don't know what this will go up against. Angle has a shot of winning. I don't know if Mandible Claw does.
I mean, obviously I like the Mandible Claw, but obviously it's not a very believable move. Not
That's
that
true.
most wrestling it needs to be, but it's just like,
especially with a sock on.
RKO and the Scorpion Death Drop is the RKO.
It's RKO.
Yeah. RKO's going to take some beating. So
RKO is the one that most people have voted for on this as their ultimate winner.
Hell's Gate. I always like that for Taker.
Yeah, I like drops are cool and all, but I like the Hell's Gate better overall.
Yeah, he's
a great guy doing it, but
the whole nothing but net thing is like that could just be a setup. Hell's Gate can finish.
Well, that was John Cena. John Cena did that leg drop move.
That was the setup, yeah.
Yeah. The knee plus is what they had called it. What's he call it in AEW?
It's the Psycho knee. It's the Sweet Chin music. It's one of the most iconic moves.
There's no debate. It's Sweet Chin music. Yeah.
I don't know. No debate.
Angle Slam, I do not like as a finisher. But the Samoan Spike Spear combo, it doesn't work quite together to me. So I still would go with Angle Slam.
I always love the Angle Slam because of how like the person's body is so splayed out when it happens. Like they're just like it almost happens in slow motion. I kind of enjoy that part of it.
I'd probably go Angle Slam, even though I do think the Spear Samoan Spike combo is phenomenal.
Logan Paul's Frog Splash and the lumbar check.
The lumbar check is a really good move.
I like the lumbar check. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it, but I'm a big fan of Logan Paul's Frog Splash as well. I think he does a really good
one. I think there might be better Frog Splashes on this list.
There might be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go lumbar check. leg drop from Hulk Hogan and the slingshot DDT. I hate to go against Johnny Gargano
I
here.
gotta go with Hogan, and I don't like want to do that, but
I don't want to push him too far. I'll go with it because it's iconic, but like it's just a leg drop.
Yeah, but it's still gonna get my vote over the slingshot DDT.
Brother, he dropped that leg and like he beat a 900-pound Andre the Giant. It was great.
I mean, you put that up against RKO. Of course, we know we're not going with the leg drop. The Colossus is pretty cool.
No, it's a move that he's never ever hit correctly. Like even in that cliff, he doesn't hit it correctly. So I'm gonna go with his own stunner. It's not the best stunner, obviously, but it's better than a move that has never been hit once, right?
What you, Rob?
Yeah,
Stunner.
I'm going on Owen Stunner. Yeah.
The Bailey the Belly and Waller Stunner, both I'm not a huge fan of.
I mean, I don't think Bailey's Belly is that great a move, but I cannot vote for a move where you have to be on the outside of the ring in order for it to take place. Yeah. So Bailey's Belly.
The Red Arrow and Roman's Guillotine.
Red Arrow, come on, look at that. That's like
it's
one of the most ridiculous moves.
It's poetry
ever.
in motion. It's the Red Arrow.
It's hard not to go for the guy that's flipping around in a way that doesn't seem like it makes any sense. Yeah. Chaos Theory, Rolling Jumper Suplex, Jack Gable doing some good stuff like that.
I've never liked the Magic Killer.
I like the Magic Killer, but I do think Gable's got the more impressive finisher.
Yeah.
The Attitude Adjustment and the 5-star Frog Splash from RVD.
Oh man,
5-star. Come on, like the Attitude Adjustment. And no, it's John Cena and he's in that, but it's literally just a fireman's carry. It's just a fireman's carry.
But Rob Van Dam is a literal 5-star Frog Splash.
Goldberg Spear and the Tombstone.
Oh.
I'm going Tombstone.
Oh.
I'd say Tombstone. Yeah, out of these two, listen. It's the greatest spear. It might be the greatest spear of all time, but the Tombstone is. The thing is, it's not Goldberg's finish. So.
And look at good choice for the GIF for Ziggler when
you see what I mean? Like
Ziggler's such a good seller.
He didn't have to pick Undertaker up to fucking move.
I don't think Undertaker would have sold it like that though.
Yeah. But it's hard to beat the Tombstone. Dolph Superkick against the Last Shot. I am not a big fan of Adam Cole's Shining Wizard.
Look at that Superkick.
I think I'd go Dolph Superkick.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. It's not the dropping the boom isn't the greatest way.
I think if Dolph Ziggler would have been allowed to use the kick
as like a true finisher,
it would have turned out really well for him.
Whose move is that? Is that that's Austin Theory. Why doesn't he use that anymore? That's a cool move.
Oh shit. Because it's too close to the end of days, maybe?
Maybe it's like too complicated for some of the people on the roster that didn't want to take that move. Like, can you really picture Bobby Lashley doing that?
No, but I can't really imagine. Well, I guess maybe he has at some point, but like I don't really imagine him taking the A-Town down as either. So.
The 1D is good, not as good as the 3D, but I'm glad that move is in rotation again. I gotta go with that, even though I think the Ataxia is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd go with the 1D still.
Yeah, I think I'd go 1D. Kinshasa and the toe punt. As fun as that Kinshasa can be, I like the punt.
These are both really good finishers.
I'd say the Kinshasa is better. I think that like the punt was good for a while, but I just think that the Kinshasa looks more impactful than the other two.
Yeah, I'd go Kinshasa, but the punt was really cool for a while.
Yeah, the punt won Vince McMahon a match at WrestleMania. The KO punch and the flying elbow drop. It's the elbow drop.
You know what sucks is that, like, if you look at it, would you want to take a punch from Big Show? No.
Absolutely not.
Believability, you got to give him that. No one does a better elbow than Randy Savage. Ever.
And Savage jumps off the top rope. And, I mean, would you rather take a punch to the face or would you rather have a full human being drop their elbow in your chest?
I mean, if I'm completely honest, I'd rather take the elbow drop than the KO punch.
Tell that to DDP. I'm going elbow drop.
Yeah, it'll work, definitely.
And the F5 and the curb
F5.
stomp. F5.
Yeah, F5 is one of the greatest of all time.
Curb stomp's fun, but F5. Bullhammer and the Uso splash. I like Bullhammer better, actually.
Bullhammer's such a good move.
Yeah, it's a great splash. It's one of the better splashes. Just like obviously without any actual motion in it.
Well, they're good at that those moments.
Yeah. 630 from Ricochet and the Hurt Lock. I'm gonna go 630.
Full Nelson. It's fucking full Nelson. The other one, so 630 definitely.
Claymore and the Bro Derek Claymore.
Yeah, Claymore's such a great move. I don't know how that hurts people. The Bro Derek.
Coup de grace and the scissor kick.
Oh, they're both really good.
The coup de grace.
Coup de grace.
How
it's more impactful.
But I love the scissor kick.
Sometimes when he hits the coup de grace, it just seems like why didn't he go through the person? The cave in and the drift away. I'm not the biggest fan of either of them, but I think I'd go cave in.
Yeah, I'd say cave in. I think that it's one of the ones that can you can hit it out of nowhere, so it has that benefit to it.
Big ending for Big E and the Sister Abigail.
I've never been a big fan of the big ending because basically it's a guy dropping on his arm.
Top of Big E. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sister Abigail.
That's good.
Yeah. I always thought it was better when it was called Sister Abigail's Kiss, but
the Shield triple power bomb and the tsunami. I love how with the tsunami he doesn't fully stand on the rope. He just gets like half of himself on and then jumps the rest of the way.
It's a shield.
But the shield power bomb gets my vote. I do like Wade Barrett going tsunami though. Rough Rider.
It's the GTS.
The GTS, yeah, it's the GTS. Yeah. Black Mass, really good kick. Rock Bottom.
Rock Bottom's iconic though.
No, I love Black Mass.
Black Mass is really good.
I'd say that's almost better than most super kicks.
I was just gonna say, I think the Black Mass is like the modern equivalent of how good the super kick used to be.
Yeah. And the Rock Bomb is just a Uranagi.
Jeff Hardy's Swanton Bomb and Waller's Unprettier Swanton.
Yeah. No doubt.
Montez's Frog Splash and Rollins Pedigree. Frog Splash.
Montez.
Yeah, Rollins has a bad pedigree. Not a great pedigree.
Fairy Tale ending from Ciampa and the inverted 450 from Mustafa Ali.
Fairy Tale ending.
I think Fairy Tale.
That's like Angel's Wings, isn't it? So.
Yeah. It's like the Jade Driller. No, it's more
Crossroads and Frog Splash. Crossroads for me.
I prefer Eddie's Frog Splash. I don't think Cody's even Cody. He does do a decent one. Like I like the ones where it's like you actually spike the guy on his head. I'd always go with Eddie's Frog Splash.
Ultimately, I would go RVD's Frog Splash over Eddie's, and Crossroads is different. I would go Crossroads over Sister Abigail, for instance.
Yeah, I'd go Crossroads only because we have a fair amount of Frog Splashes.
Running Power Slam from Strowman and the Playmaker is one of the worst.
I don't like either of these. Can we do a bye?
Well, eventually one of these is going to lose to the next thing, but it's Running Power Slam.
Maybe if it was Bulldogs, Power Slam.
Gorilla Press, which I thought was always kind of shitty, and the Choke Bomb. I'm going to go Choke Bomb.
Yeah, I'd say Choke Bomb.
Yeah.
Code Breaker and the Skull Crushing Finale. Code Breaker to me.
Code Breaker.
Yeah, definitely. I've never been a big fan of the Skull Crushing Finale or any move of that variant.
Razor's Edge and the Riptide. Yep, Razor's Edge for me. I like Riptide, but Razor's Edge. Look at that. That's a good Razor's Edge there, where it's just like bouncing the guy.
Right, he's still very much.
That guy's selling on the top of his head. That jobber needs to be paid more.
Ray 619 over the White Noise.
There we go. Ray 619.
Oh, yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Brogue
Kick is really good. South of Heaven is a really good
Brogue Kick.
Choke Slam, but the Brogue Kick.
Brogue Kick is disgusting. It's wonderful.
Xavier's Elbow Drop and the World's Strongest Slam. I was never the hugest fan of the World's Strongest Slam, but
I'll go with the World's Strongest Slam. Xavier's Elbow Drop is going to lose to Machos.
True.
World's Strongest Slam might make it past a few rounds.
Depending on what it goes into. Yeah, I mean, because he has landing on top of you, too. He's slamming you, and he's got his big body fall on top of you.
Chokeslam.
Chokeslam over jackhammer is kind of tough, though. I like the jackhammer a lot.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Like, I think the chokeslam is a great move, but I just think that jackhammer looks like just amazing. Just it's like getting them fully vertical and then dropping that down that far. I think like chokeslam is an iconic move, but I think it's just better.
I think I'm gonna go with jackhammer too. Hate to knock a chokeslam out in the first round, but Trouble in Paradise and the Spirit Bomb. Trouble in Paradise.
The Spirit Bomb is the Spirit Bomb is like the mix of the Last Ride and the Batista Bomb, really. But,
yeah.
But yeah, I like Trouble in Paradise.
So that's the first round of this, but then it's going to speed round pretty quickly because we're going to be, half of what that's going. Elbow drop in the muscle buster.
Elbow.
That's tough.
I'd probably go with the elbow. I think it's just the visual of it is just so cool, especially that particular one because he goes like over 2/3 the ring.
Stunner.
We're going Stunner over Kinshasa. Yeah. Let's see. Backstabber in the F5.
F5.
We're gonna speed run this.
Jackhammer in the KOD. Jackhammer.
Sorry, Bianca.
Yeah. KOD's cool, but yeah, jackhammer. 630 and the Fire Splash. I would go 630.
I think it's the greatest frog splash. It's one of the greatest frog splashes that go with RVD.
RVD.
2-1 on that one. Neutralizer and the Sister Abigail.
I think Sister Abigail is probably better.
What about you, Cal?
Oh, Sister Abigail, yeah.
Code Breaker in the figure 4.
Code Breaker.
Yeah. I'd go figure 4. I think the Code Breaker's good, but
Batista Bomb and Haluva Kick. Batista Bomb.
Yeah.
Bionic Elbow and the Canadian Destroyer. We're going Canadian Destroyer. Sorry, Dusty, you can't go Bionic Elbow twice. Bullhammer and the Walls of Jericho. I'm going to go the Lion Tamer version of the Walls of Jericho.
I'm going to go Lion Tamer.
Yeah, Lion Tamer.
Gunther's Powerbomb and Roman Spear. Roman Spear.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Bro Kick and Edge's Spear. Bro Kick.
Bro Kick.
End of Days and Swanton.
Real quick, this is actually very fun. End of Days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say End of Days. Even though I do like the Swanton.
Hell's Gate and the Crossroads.
Hell's Gate.
Ooh.
A good Crossroads over this one, probably. It's a good submission, but I just think that I'd prefer the movement of the Crossroads.
Yeah, I go Crossroads. Bailey to Belly and Angle Slam. I don't like either of them, but
Angle Slam
wins for me too. Natural Selection of Running Power Slam.
Oh my god, why are some of the crap ones being paired up with each other?
Running Power Slam.
All right, Power Slam.
Fairy Tale Ending and the Coup de Grace. I think I'd go Coup de Grace.
Coup de Grace.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
I like the Fairy Tale Ending though. Clothesline from Hell and the World's Strongest Slam.
Ooh.
Clothesline from Hell.
Clothesline from Hell. 2 very simple finishers, but the 2 best to do it. It's the Sharpshooter.
I'm going to go Sharpshooter over the Black Mass.
That's a shame. The shame the Black Mass has to be eliminated here, but yes, it's definitely Sharpshooter.
Styles Clash and the Cobra. Styles Clash.
Yeah, I think the Styles Clash, yeah.
Breaker Spear and the Tombstone. I got to go Tombstone.
I go Tombstone.
Yeah, Tombstone. Tombstone's going to go to both spears at the moment. He's gone through both the best spears, yeah.
Pedigree and Smo and Spike is Pedigree.
Yeah, Pedigree.
Owen Stunner in the Shooting Star Press, otherwise known as I'm voting for the Shooting Star Press.
Yeah, Shooting Star, yeah.
I would go Montez's Frog Splash over the Cave-In.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Montez, yep.
RKO over Trouble in Paradise.
Sorry, Kobe.
It's like the fact that Trouble in Paradise has been hit on Randy Orton as well. So
Red Arrow.
Choke Bomb and Red Arrow.
Yeah, definitely Red Arrow.
Chaos Theory and the Shield Triple Power Bomb.
I prefer the Chaos Theory thing.
I like the Chaos Theory, yeah. Let's go for it. Ankle Lock and Sweet Chin Music. Come on.
Yeah, Sweet Chin Music, yeah.
Sweet Chin Music.
Claymore and the Lumbar Check.
I think the Lumbar Check is more impressive.
I think the Lumbar Check, yeah.
Good.
Maybe a little bit of an upset. Dolph Super Kick and the GTS goes to the GTS.
Yeah. Dolph's going to lose to Michaels anyway.
The leg drop from Hogan and the Rey Mysterio 619 is 619.
Yeah, we need to get rid of this leg drop. It's just a leg drop.
Fair enough.
The 1D and the Razor's Edge. I'm going
Razor's Edge.
Razor's
I'm
Edge.
sorry.
Yeah. Now we're going to be even quicker on that. Crossroads and Jackhammer.
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 Ray 619 and Roman Spear 619.
Roman.
I prefer the 619.
Oh, wow.
Angle Slam and the Canadian Destroyer. I wouldn't have either of these as far.
Bad Bunny gonna,
I'd go
Bad Bunny
Canadian
gonna
Destroyer.
go into- Yeah, it's the Canadian Destroyer as a general move is better, I think. So.
Lumbar check and the flying elbow drop. Flying elbow
Well,
drop.
you had a good run, Cedric.
Yeah.
The elbow.
Yeah, flying elbow.
Sister Abigail on the Frog Star. 5-star Frog Splash.
5-star still.
Yep. Batista Bomb and the RKO goes to the RKO.
Oh. RKO.
Yeah, okay.
F5 and figure 4 is kind of tough.
F5, I'd say.
F5.
That's a tough one. GTS and Walls to Jericho. I'd go Walls to Jericho.
Lion Tamer, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I think.
that Punk had a good run.
Close line from Hell in the Stunner.
Oh, if it ran up against any other move, but it's a stunner.
Razor's Edge and Sharpshooter goes to Sharpshooter for me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'd say
the Razor's Edge
Sharpshooter.
is so cool.
Frog Splash from Montez
Okay, thank
and
God.
running Power
Frog
Slam.
Splash.
Another
We're
frog
going
splash. There's going to be 2 frog splashes in the final 16.
I
Sweet
would
music.
go Sweet Chin Music over Red Arrow, as much as the Red Arrow is very impressive.
It's a very cool move, but it's sweet music.
Chaos Theory and the Tombstone
Tombstone.
goes to Tombstone. Sorry,
Yeah,
Gable.
Tombstone, yeah.
Shooting Star Press and the Pedigree. Shooting Star Press, I would go.
I agree.
I'd go with the pedigree. I think it's unique enough.
And the Days and Styles Clash.
I prefer the Styles Clash.
Me
I still,
too.
I think
Yeah.
it's a great move, but I prefer the. I think that's just a cool visual.
Yeah, I think Styles Clash. Bro Kick and the Coup de Grace.
Bro kick, I'd say.
Bro Kick.
I think I'd go Bro Kick too.
All right, we're in the Elite 8. By the way, so we're doing a quick turnaround here.
I'd say,
Yeah.
yeah. With eight matches left, so
Sorry, Savage, but I'm going to go
Yeah.
RKO over the elbow drop.
it has to be the RKO at this point.
Walls Jericho and Jackhammer. I'd go Jackhammer.
Yeah, I think this is the point where
Okay.
we end the line.
Damn,
timer.
well, it's Jericho. Good run.
Pedigree and Sweet Chin Music. HBK gets
Oh,
it.
my God. I prefer the pedigree. I think it's like at the end of the day, it's Sweet Chin Music, but it is just a super kick.
The pedigree is a more impactful finisher.
You going Pedigree?
Yeah.
Boo.
I'm not happy about it, but yeah. Like,
Frog Splash from Montez against the Stunner. Stunner.
Stunner, unfortunately.
We're going to end up getting Stunner versus RKO.
Yep.
F5 and the Frog Splash from RVD.
Oh.
RVD.
I go F5.
I love the F5. I think I have to go with the F5. Both frog splashes getting eliminated here.
Damn.
Canadian Destroyer
All
is
right,
finally going to get
Sharpshooter.
taken out by the Sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Ray 619 against the Tombstone. I'm going to go
Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Yeah, Tombstone, yeah.
And Bro Kick against Styles Clash. I'd go Bro
I'm
Kick.
still going to
Kick.
go with the bro kick. I'm still going with the bro kick.
Mm-hmm.
Bro kick might be the kick that wins it all.
Final 4, Sharpshooter versus Stunner.
Oh.
WrestleMania 13.
Oh my goodness.
Ah, Stunner.
It's Stunner, yeah.
I hate to knock out the Sharpshooter, but it's a Stunner. Because look at how much more fun it is.
It's one of the greatest submission ever, but it's all in the cell a lot with the Stunner.
RKO.
RKO.
Really good Stunner
and,
RKO. Like-
F5 is... Yeah, it's the RKO.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Actually, this is the Elite 8.
Yeah.
Tombstone against Pedigree. I'm going to get Tombstone. He picks him up
Yeah, I
and
think
drops him on his
Tombstone. I
head in a way that it's more of a spike.
Yeah, I think Tombstone.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've seen a Triple H pedigree road spike in the guy.
Yeah, true. But that was an accident.
Ooh.
Jackhammer and Bro Kick.
I think I got a baby jackhammer.
Yeah, I'd go Jackhammer.
Yeah,
Well, there you go.
it's very close though. Like those two. Like I didn't realize how much I love the bro kick.
So we got the RKO against the Tombstone in the final 4. This might be controversial, but I'm going to go Tombstone.
The RKO, it's so good.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with the RKO. It's just the explosiveness of it, the fact that you can do it in any situation.
And they got the stunner against the jackhammer, which it's finally time for the jackhammer to go away.
Yeah, that's been stunner.
So it's the RKO versus
it feels like oh, how basic.
We really got down to the RKO and the stunner. That's crazy.
The two most obvious choices, but they're the two most obvious for a reason. But I think it's the stunner.
Yeah, I'd go stunner.
Yeah, stunner.
So the winner of the quick turnaround of finishers.
The first ever quick turnaround.
I mean, that was pretty slow quick turnaround. So that's quite a lot of things there, but it was good. It was fairly comprehensive. But
Stunner it was only the 6th highest ranked win rate for it. 619 and curb stomp beats out that. Wow, you got a bias for people currently watching. We have a couple more tier lists for us to run through here. The Undertaker Eras tier list. We got a couple Eras ones. Let's see what we got here.
Interesting, because some of these can probably be merged into one. I'm gonna say Babyface Badass, so the one to the furthest left. I'm gonna put that in underwhelming.
It's me not watching it anymore, so I'd go trash.
I'd argue that one is trash. I'd say the one that I'd say the one that he's heel holding the undisputed title is the underwhelming one.
Yeah,
that one's better, but it's still not great.
I would say Ministry of Darkness would be underwhelming too, to be honest.
Yeah, not my favorite.
He was pretty slow, and the Ministry things, they were fun to a certain extent.
I'd say compared to some of the other ones, I think it's decent.
What about you, Rob? Decent or underwhelming?
I'm going with decent.
I'm good with that. Maybe decent for WrestleMania 13.
I want to say the next 3 are great. This is him taking charge and finding himself.
The purple gloves on the left here, I'd go great if not best.
You're going to argue best.
And I'd go this Undertaker in that range.
That's the best Undertaker.
Yeah, we're all going to go best on that then. This is at least great, right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's great. I'd say that the purple gloves, just based on the fact that that's like the ultimate kind of old Undertaker, it's probably the best version.
Probably best, yeah.
Version.
Yeah.
I'd say
I put the other two in great.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about the because the first one is like the original Undertaker, right?
Well, the one with the championships, WrestleMania 13, but the one with the silver, the gray gloves is like OG Taker, just when he basically turned babyface, I think.
I'd put that at least in decent.
Because that's when he was doing like the very least impressive stuff in terms of
the most zombie stuff, yeah.
So I'd put that probably decent,
and then maybe
WrestleMania 13's great
for this, and then where are we going with retirement Taker?
Underwhelming.
Yeah, he's not great at the end, towards the end of his run, is he? So I think that works out.
I think that's a very honest look at it, and I know we ran through it, but that's only because we're running along. But
yeah, but I think that's. I don't think we would. If we talked about it for another 20 minutes, I don't think we'd come up to any other. Yeah. Triple H Eras.
Okay, terrorizing. What do you really say? You have to put in trash.
Clearly best. Yeah, that's trash. DX with New Age Outlaws and stuff
is great.
I wouldn't go best, but I'd go great.
I'll say something controversial. I'd say DX with Shawn Michaels, underwhelming.
Yeah, I'd kind of say that too, to be honest.
I'd say the world champion here with the spinner belt at the end, probably decent.
Yeah,
I'd for this Hunter Hearst Helmsley thing, I'd go decent.
Yeah. Listen,
we got Evolution, we got Finger Point, and we've got Early Authority, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see the bigger image of this just to be sure. Yeah, the COO era.
Okay, I'm gonna say underwhelming for that. The end stage babyface Triple H, underwhelming.
I'd say Finger Point NXT Triple H is great because that's him running NXT.
And obviously the
Evolution.
suit wearing, big gold belt having is best.
I mean, that's like it's hard for me to say because like that's one of the worst eras of television in like WWE's
But
history.
is that not the peak of Triple H?
I'd
Yeah,
argue that
but
maybe
it's
the finger
better.
point could go in best.
I think it's below just because like he's just the guy who's running it. It's obviously great creatively, but this is also the Triple H of the current Raw as well, I imagine. So the current running creative and according to Vince McMahon, that's very stagnant. So
I would think that we're missing here that like 2000 type range.
him
Like
moving
after
him moving
this
from
DX
the-
before Evolution.
that would be his best one.
Yeah. So if we're gonna represent it through the Evolution thing, to go in there.
Yeah.
Let's go to Edge for his
All right,
eras.
I want to get this one out of the way real quick. You have to put his current era in underwhelming as much as I don't want to. You have to.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I would say for best era, I would go towards where would it be on this list?
Edge and Christian, I'd say.
Edge and Christian,
I don't.
champions. I could say best.
I don't see an option quite around here, but this would be the closest to it. Even though I didn't like the whole Vicky Guerrero family thing, but that Edge SmackDown Undertaker type thing would be my best. So this is the closest to it.
Edge and Lita would probably be my best.
What about you, Cal?
I think that's when he was the most over. Was Edge and Lita.
For whatever it's worth, I'd put Ray RKO right there because I think they're one big era.
I'd drop Ray RKO down.
Great.
It's great, yeah.
Where would you rank?
Does he go up?
Oh, that's great. That one's great, I'd say.
Yeah.
If we had a picture of WrestleMania 24, I'd put that in best.
I'd say Edge and Christian as the tag team champions is great. Is the best as well because I feel that was like there. I should say best because I think it's.
I'd say Brood is trash because outside of the fact that.
What would you do for this Edge and Christian?
We're putting them best.
Best? Okay.
I'd say Brood is trash because outside of him, wanting to reference it a bunch now, he never really did. So it's just a very weird thing.
I'd say it's decent just for the entrance mainly. He got his foot in the door.
So I think I'd balance that out to underwhelming.
Yeah, I'd put the Intercontinental title.
We got Judgment Day and we've got Intercontinental.
Oh god, Judgment Day trash.
I'm pretty sure this is Judgment Day, right?
Yeah,
Judgment Day.
Trash, unfortunately.
I didn't like the Judgment Day thing. Maybe
and,
trash.
It's decent.
Yeah, initial like babyface single star Edge was, to be honest, actually, I'd argue that it's probably more underwhelming, but but it's better than the other two below it. So
one more era and then Money in the Bank to round us out. This one's Chris Jericho eras.
Playmaker's trash.
Chip, yep. You beat me to it.
Ah, man.
Playmaker's dumb. I don't like that thing. I know you're trying to do something different, and I appreciate trying to do something different, but why did you do this?
The list, I'm going to say something controversial. That is a decent at best. I think hindsight will...
I think it's great, the list one, compared to some of the other ones on this.
We're going to get 2 votes for great on the list. I thought it was really fun.
Debut era Jericho, assuming that we're just counting that as like 99 era, underwhelming.
Yeah, not great at the start.
This WCW?
Decent in the ring, so I'd
put him... ECW, actually. That's Lionheart.
Lionheart and ECW.
I'd put him in decent.
Yeah, we don't have a WCW version of it in this one, but I guess that kind of adds that iteration to it. So yeah, decent, I'd say. I think Jericho. I think Jericho's underwhelming. I think they over delivered actually.
I'd go underwhelming.
I'd say decent.
I'd say decent.
2 votes for decent. We got Light Up Jacket, we got AEW, and we've got Businessman World Heavyweight Champion.
I gotta say something controversial here. Light Up Jacket, underwhelming.
Yeah, underwhelming.
That entire run, that 2012, 2013, underwhelming.
But
however, these two are best for very different reasons.
I'd say Le Champion is great, and I'd say Best in the World of What I Do is the best.
I'd say Le Champion is best only because carried AEW to start with.
Le Champion. What do I do with I'd go great. And then our final one here, Money in the Bank winners from 2005 to 2023.
A lot of them.
So
All right, we're gonna speed run this.
We've done a similar one before like that, so we can refer back to that.
Put Del Rio in the tray.
Where is Del Rio on here?
He's the first one there.
Oh, is it in alphabetical
Del
order?
Rio in the tray.
For last names, it seems alphabetical order. Yeah. Screw you, Del Rio. I'm gonna be high up on that.
Put Otis in the tray.
Otis definitely has to go in trash.
Put Austin Theory in the tray.
Austin Theory has to go in trash. Yeah, Austin Theory botched his. Damian Sandow.
Okay, put
underwhelming.
Cross underwhelming.
Where is Sandow? Sandow's here. 2 votes for underwhelming for Sandow?
No, I don't think he's trash just because he lost it.
Yeah, I think he's good.
Nothing ended up happening out of it.
Underwhelming.
They had that great match. He had a great match with Cena.
Put, as much as this pains me, put Baron Corbin in the tray.
Yeah, Baron Corbin's definitely trash. Yeah.
Yeah. Trash for Mr. Kennedy, I gotta say.
Put Mr. Kennedy in the tray.
I'd
go underwhelming for Strowman.
Put his bitch ass in the trash too.
I'd say trash actually because he.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that.
He did it like the Hell in a Cell, and he got beaten up by Brock Lesnar with it. That was the most memorable thing he did with the thing.
Alexa Bliss, decent.
Like she cashed in the same thing.
Yeah, decent for Alexa.
It's a different.
Let's see.
Underwhelming for Miz winning this.
Oh yeah, the second one, yeah.
The second one, yeah. The first one,
John Cena in the trash.
The first one's a great one.
First Miz one,
First one's great.
I'd put great, yeah. John Cena, I'd put in that underwhelming category. Or trash?
Yeah, I'm not underwhelming. I'd say.
Fair enough.
There was storyline purpose for it, so.
Underwhelming for Nikki Cross or trash?
Underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
He won the belt. Underwhelming for Liv as well.
I'd put Liv more decent.
I'd go decent for her. I'd go best for Rollins.
Yeah, but Rollins is the best, and Edge is first one.
Edge, yeah.
You put both Edge in best.
Yeah, you know what? I'd go Edge. One for best, one for great.
Yeah. Kane's one is great.
Yeah, I did like that cash in. He was the first one that cashed in immediately.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
RVD is great.
RVD, I'd go underwhelming.
No, it's the main event of ECW in One Night Stand.
One Night Stand. It's his whole career.
I guess if you're going just to cash in, yeah.
Well, it's all encompassing.
Yeah, I'd say it's great.
I'd say great.
I would go great for Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I was there for the cash in for that. That was a lot of fun.
I'd say Punk's second one is great. I'd say his first one is decent.
Yeah.
I'd say first one underwhelming, second one decent. That's the second
I think I'd go great for the second one.
I think decent for the second one because at least he was world champion for a bit. First one. The second one with Jeff Hardy was definitely the best.
Yeah,
one.
that heel turn made it so much better. Swagger underwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we do with Asuka?
Decent, I'd say.
Decent, because she didn't really. I mean, they just gave her the belt because of the Becky pregnancy thing.
I'd say Ziggler's is the best. He's one of the best ones.
That's one of the best. Yeah.
You really.
So far, we can't talk about Damian Priest.
You got to put Priest in decent. He's at least baseline.
He's middle. Yeah, we have to see whether it will flow one way or the other. So he's middle of the road for now. Orton is great, actually, in hindsight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the moment. Io Sky, I think, is also decent.
Yeah, middle of the road for now.
He's decent.
Oh, obviously she catched him, so.
I'd go decent for Sheamus.
I'd go underwhelming.
No, I think it's fine, decent. I think that shot of Roman in the confetti is enough for it really to be decent.
I'd go Ambrose decent.
Ambrose is great, I think, actually, because it's like it's the night of everyone remember the Shield holding the title. So
2 votes were great.
Yeah, I can see it.
I would consider great for Carmella.
I'd say so. I think
As far as
she was a great
women
money
go,
back
yes.
holder, yeah.
We got Big E, Bailey, and Brock.
Biggie was decent.
Yeah.
It's it might be underwhelming in certain respects in hindsight, but I think it was decent in the moment.
You have to say at least decent because people were very happy with it. Now Bailey and Brock, 2019
Decent.
Money in the Bank winner.
Decent.
Bailey
cashes in on Charlotte, I think.
Yeah,
and
Bailey
it's just
cashed the same
sorta-
night as Charlotte, yeah.
It's just another one of those, like, she cashed in pretty fast.
Well,
I mean,
here's
that's
the
the
thing.
slow burn towards a heel turn, which
Yeah,
is
I'd
the
say
best work she's
Bailey
done.
starts the heel turn.
Oh, I'd say decent for Bailey's one.
I'm gonna say underwhelming for Brock and Brock and decent because he had a boombox.
Yeah,
boombox.
Boombox Brock's pretty cool. All right, that is the. I think we checked off all the ones that Marco had created. Yep.
All right, Marco. Cool. I hope you enjoyed that.
That's.
I actually really did.
I like having these visuals to do that. I love the woo foo foo.
Especially not knowing that we were gonna do like a quick turnaround.
Very cool.
Really cool.
So of course, thank you to Marco for that. And thank you for everybody for listening to this. And obviously, as I mentioned before, if you do want to have a pick your poison in a different idea or the same sort of thing, but you want to create your own little lists or something like that, Marco's been doing some cool stuff with like playing around with, creating these games and different things. So all the more better if you've got ideas like that. But of course, if you have other ideas completely unrelated to these things and you're just like, hey, I really want you guys to do a mock draft or something like that, then Pick Your Poison is always an option. And of course, if you are not able to take part in the Pick Your Poison and you just want to toss out your ideas of things you'd like to see in the future, you can do that too. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us what your favorite little game here is from this. Give Marco a shout out for him sponsoring this episode. And make sure, of course, you are following us on Facebook and Twitter at SmarkOutMoment, that you are going over to fanboysanonymous.com for everything that's happening on the Blue brand. Because remember, you can also do the Pick Your Poison for fanboys. If you want us to watch a movie for the fan tracks, or you want to do a Mount Rushmore on things, like we did the Mount Rushmore of Spider-Man villains, Batman villains, we could always do Mount Rushmore of Superman villains, or we could do Mount Rushmore of Avengers characters, or Mount Rushmore of video game series of all time. There's lots of different things that we could do. So go to fanboysanonymous.com for everything happening over there, and check out everything else you can find under amangotree.com or anthonymango.com for the link tree options of Fanboys, Smark Out Moment, and Tony Mango.
Yep, and you can follow me everywhere at DudeFelice. You can check me out on Fightful and on WrestleZone.com. My workout on Fanboys as well. I'm all over Fanboys. And yeah, that's about it for me.
You can find me on Twitter at Wignice14. Check out the power rankings every Saturday on smarkoutmoment.com. And you can head over there to also find the Fantasy League, also at www.fantasyleague.com, to see how our team's performing and who's picking up points and the road to Fastlane.
Okay, everybody. That's going to do us in for this special edition. Thank you again to Marco. Thank you to all you listening. Thank you in advance for checking out the next episode you're going to be hearing from us, which is the Hot Tags. That's happening on Friday. But until then, this has been another Smark Out moment, and we are being counted out.